Hey Libra, welcome to Black Star Tarot. This is your general spiritual messages for the month of June. So let's see what energies will be coming in for you guys. Divine, show me messages for Libra for the month of June. I hope you guys are having a good summer. Okay, it's been raining here in Georgia. All right, so you got two messages here. All right, so let's see what we have. But it's been raining here. It's killing all my tomatoes. It's crazy. All right, so we have time to go. And you also got go the distance. Okay, so Spirit is automatically telling us, right, that it's time for some type of push, some type of change in order for you guys to create something new, because this is all about you creating some type of new life, some type of new stability, some type of new foundation, which I feel is the energy of a lot of people right now. It's just, you know, a lot of people are, you know, trying to figure out a new way to survive, and nowadays it's probably going to take a lot more time, a lot more effort, you know, in order to get what it is that you need to put yourself in a place of security. All right, so I get it. So we have card number 45. That's a 9, okay? And that, you know, speaks of, you know, chapters closing. So there is definitely a need for you guys to wrap something up here and start something new. All right. So let's see what we have with this card. We got 45. I'm going to just take a peek at this card so we don't miss any of the valuable message that Spirit has for you. So time to go speaks of endings, okay? And that's what I'm saying. It says completion, all right? Walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn from this experience. That's deep, okay? So let's just reflect on that. It says, this card represents endings, completions, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn from this experience. So it's time, Libra, to stop wasting your time. I think that a lot of you have invested enough wherever you are, whatever this particular situation is. It says you are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. Okay, so you're in a transition right now, Libra. So this could feel kind of wonky for you, right? It could feel kind of turbulent, maybe a little uncertain, okay? But I feel like Spirit got your back, okay? I feel like Spirit has your back. They're giving you the green light, okay? Because card number 47, that's 11. So you're being guided right now. So there's something inside of you, like that inner voice that's telling you, you know what? It's just time to go, okay? 11s are all about the divine, all about Spirit, okay? All about that inner voice, okay? So let's just move on. So you're at the end of a journey, but you have not begun the next. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. There is nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Your destiny is calling you. You see? So yes, you're definitely in some type of transition, but I feel that it is for your best interest. And you know what? I think when this type of energy shows up in our life, where, you know, particularly if you're really spiritual and you're really petitioning the universe and trusting the universe has a whole nother different way of telling us it's time to move. You know, it just doesn't whisper and says, hey, Libra, it's time for you to change. No, it causes complete and utter chaos in your life, like towers and shit, you know, things like that, right? And it really takes a lot of strength from you, okay? Because the universe knows that we are stubborn, and it knows that we don't listen, and so it has to physically affect us, right? Because spiritually we're not catching those subtle hints from the divine, so it'll kind of, you know, cause like an uproar in our spirit, in our physical. If that resonates with you, if you understand what I'm saying, I hope I'm articulating it right. Anyway, so go the distance is a card of endurance and strength, through the long haul. So I can tell you, you may not want to hear this. I know none of us want to hear like shit about to get harder than what it already is. But I feel that, you're just going to have to hang in there, because now, things are transitioning, not to put you in a worse place, but to put you, in a better life. Like, it's giving you some type of new beginning. It's trying to assist you in bringing your dreams to life. Okay. So right now, instead of thinking about the chaos that you may be experiencing, my recommendation is to think about the long term, right? Don't pay attention to, the chaos, the fluctuations, things like that, because I feel that joy is on the horizon. Okay. Disappointments, sure, right? But I feel like what's happening is that your struggles are kind of commingling with, the potential happiness. And I don't even want to say potential, like your struggles are commingling with the happiness that you're going to see in your future. So life is not a sprint, the card says, okay? This card is a reminder that you have the endurance, the strength, and the fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will help you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What is yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. Okay, so all right, guys, it's cool. You got a little bit of a struggle heading your way here, or you're currently going through this now. But I tell you, just go with it, right? Don't focus on it. Just know that what you're going through is commingling with the happiness and the joy that you're going to shortly see in your future. Okay. So this could be dealing with your money, your finances, which I truly believe that it is. You got the King of Earth. All right. It says time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, a guardian angel. So I told you, right? It says a guardian angel here. I do feel like Spirit is guiding you to this. So whatever a lot of you are holding on very tightly, right? With this Knight, of Earth. Okay. This is a grounded energy. It's almost like Spirit is saying, go, 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 Libra. And you're like, no, 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 no. Don't want to go, because if I go, it's going to, it's just going to be too hard. It's just going to take too much time. I'm not comfortable where I am, but it's familiar. I feel like that is kind of what you're experiencing right now. And I can tell you this, your life is out of balance. Okay. You're out of balance, and I feel that the universe is trying to correct that for you. Okay. So there is no perfect time. For some of you, it's now or never. All right. For others of you, I feel like, okay, fine. You don't want to quit your job. You don't want to change your where you're living. You don't want to do that right now. That's fine. Right. I do believe that in time, whatever you're going through will calm down. But I feel like because energy is cyclic, it'll be back again, right? So you may be like, I ain't moving, I ain't quitting, I'm staying right here. And things will settle down and be quiet for a while. Things always work themselves out. But I promise you that it'll be back again. So it's either you go now, right? Just buckle down now, right? Buckle down now. Just do what you have to do. I feel like it will benefit you in the future, because the universe is trying to get you to change and transition to something better, okay? So that your life can be in balance. All right. So let's see what we got. All right. So we have the Queen of Cups. Okay. So the Queen of Cups, this could, you could be dealing with a water sign, but I feel like this is taking an emotional toll on you guys. And it's understandable. Like I said, I do feel like turbulence here, and I do feel like a lot of you are just like not right now. Some of you could be mothers, okay? And others of you, you're just trying to, like I said, balance this out. It's the Queen of Cups can sometimes be a little bipolar. So I feel that your life right now is up and down and up and down, and you're really trying to figure out how to balance it all, right? Because water is that's just the energy of it. A lot of you are just like, God dang, I don't know what to do. So some of your mothers, your fathers, a lot of you, this could be a situation dealing with a romance, your partners, okay? But the Queen of Cups is mature. Okay, she accepts things for what they are. She doesn't let her emotions get too involved, because when you let your emotions make the decisions for you, comes out all kinds of messed up, okay? And I think we can agree on that for those of you who are spiritually and emotionally mature. There are times when we have to do what's hard so that we make our lives easy, because when we do what's easy, ultimately just makes our lives hard. So we want to make sure that we dive deep into our emotions, but deep enough not to let it sidetrack us from what we know is right. So you're going to have to balance out the mind, the emotions, right? Because you're in a particular spot right now where you got some, thinking to do. For others of you, you've been in this situation before already. This is a revisit for you. You could have been in a relationship where, things got a little crazy. It settled down. You forgave each other. Everything worked out and things were fine for a while. And now the shit is back again, okay? And this same energy can apply for your workplace, okay? You could have been working somewhere and, you wanted to leave and you're just like, I don't know. You stayed, things settled down, or you got used to the BS, okay? And now it's some new BS, okay? And now you're just like, look, it's time to go, So this is where I think a lot of you are struggling with this month. Temporary struggle, but nevertheless a struggle. And if you're not in this energy, you kind of will be soon, okay? So we have Justice. This is your card, Libra. Okay, so Spirit is coming straight to your face right now, calling you out on the table, saying like, look, I'm definitely talking to you. Okay, this card is asking you to be honest and truthful with yourself, and also to accept accountability for the decisions that you make. This is also another card of balance. We just talked about that, being true and authentic with yourself and realizing that you may be in a place right now where you no longer need to be. Okay, you've learned the lessons. You've got everything you can get from this relationship. You've gotten all the experience that you could personally get from this employer. And now it's time for you to get up and chuck it. Okay, tell the situation to kick rocks. It's 2025. You don't want to see this back again in 2026. So this card is showing up to try to get things in balance for you, Libra, to correct things. This is truth. This is law right here. This is also cause and effect. So what you put out, you're going to get back, okay? So within, so without, as above, so below, okay? So this is almost like unavoidable. And again, you can remain to stay in this particular energy, this situation, this circumstance, but I tell you, it'll be back again. Because this is cosmically, we have a major on the table, which means that the universe is speaking loudly to you. And I personally believe that when major arcanas, show up on the table, that there is no avoiding these. Like the other little court cards and whatnot, okay, we change our thoughts, we change the energy, we change the situation. But when major arcanas come up, I feel like you're not going to be able to avoid this. So whatever it is that you're going through right now is going to haunt you until you change it, until you decide to let it go. It may go dormant and silent for a while, but I do feel that it will show up again in your life, okay? We got the Three of Swords. It was actually in reverse. So, okay, it's almost like, I don't usually read reversals, but in this reading, I'm going to put it the way it popped out because I want to lighten the energy here. The Three of Swords is all about not being happy, struggling, tears, pain, love triangles. You guys know the meaning of the Three of Swords. There's nothing happy about this card except for the fact when it's in reverse. Okay, that's why I left it the way that it was, because this kind of flips this a little bit. So Spirit is trying to keep you from struggling. Spirit is trying to teach you from the emotional pain. Spirit is trying to keep you from the heartbreak, okay? Spirit wants you to be happy. So, that's why I'm going to put this card as it popped up, because the message to you is that it's time to stop struggling. It's time to stop worrying. It's time to stop the nonsense. It's time for you to set some boundaries here, right? And do what makes you happy, okay? And yes, it's going to require you to pack your bags, to make some decisions and rock out, all right? Libra, so let's go. A lot is shifting in the world and on the planet today. As you can see, this place, I call it Jumanji. This planet is Jumanji. Everything here almost feels like it's set against us, right? And unless you know how to play the game, You're not going to win. You're going to be stuck in this game until you die, right? So thank God for tarot, because tarot kind of helps you kind of like, you know, win the game, right? You win the game, call out Jumanji, and you're free. So the universe is, hey, like Libra, look, you recognize the game, all right? You recognize what's going on here, but if you want to win this, you're going to have to go get up and go, right? You're going to have to go the distance. You're going to have to make the decision, you know, to buckle down so that things can get right. Okay, what else for Libra? Oh, got a flyer. Let me get it. So we had the Three of Pentacles. Again, you didn't see it, but it actually came out in reverse. I'm going to leave it as it is. And the reason why I'm going to leave it as it is because I want you to see the picture here. So the Three of Pentacles speaks of, you know, teamwork, quality work, right? Expansion, laying those foundations, effort, collaboration. So a lot of you are simply not putting the effort in right now because you don't want to deal with the pain, the disruption, the confusion that's going to come with you having to either uproot your life and leave a job or uproot your life and leave a relationship. That is just the truth of this. And this isn't for all of you, but for those of you who want to be honest and really let this resonate, you know, we got to put our big girl panties on, our big boy drawers on, and just be like, you know what, it's just time to go. You know, I'm going to have to put this effort in. A lot of you with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, this is, you know, indicating that, you know, whoever you've been vibing with, whoever you've been chilling with, working with, you know, whoever you collaborating with right now, it's in reverse. It's time to go. Okay, it's time to change the people around you. And this doesn't necessarily even have to be work and relationship. This could just be the people that you run with every day. Sometimes when let me give y'all a quick story. I hate when I go into these stories because sometimes it can be long, but I used to like have like these girlfriends, right? And we used to like, you know, party all the time, you know, hang out, you know, we wasn't doing nothing in life, just having kids and living that ghetto fabulous lifestyle, right? You know, food stamps, you know, all that stuff, you know, man, you know, just living life. And I can tell you it was less stressful. It was definitely less stressful. But at some point I decided, you know, somewhere, I don't even feel like I made the decision for myself. Another girl came up to me where I was working at and was like, hey, let's go to nursing school, right? And I wasn't even thinking about it. I just was like, okay, right? And so I decided to go to nursing school. And once I became a nurse, the crowd I used to hang with didn't really want to hang with me no more. They became nasty, envious, jealous. You know, I had knew these girls for forever, so they knew every secret. So don't tell everybody everything, but they knew every secret. But once I got myself on my feet, you know, and I started doing better than them, then they started hating and causing all kinds of drama. And my feelings was hurt because I really cared about these girls. I really looked at them as like my family fam. And so, you know, when they was like, you know, hating on me, it really hurt my feelings. I didn't understand it, you know, and I'm an Aquarius. Like, it's hard to hurt our feelings, but, you know, we love and we love hard. People just don't know it. So, I was so, you know, stressed out and sad. I ain't gonna say stressed out, but I was sad about it. So I was talking to my kid's dad, and he gave me some advice. He said, look, you're gonna have to set, you know, some boundaries, and you're going to have to change your circle. You hanging around these chicks, they don't want nothing for themselves, right? So they're going to always give you problems. You need to change your circle, right? You need to change who you collaborating with, Libra. Like, I had to change who I was collaborating with. Now I hang with other nurses, professionals, you know, people who actually got something to lose, right? People who aren't going to be jealous of me, but understand the hard work and the time that it took to get to where I am, and they're not going to try to sabotage me, you know, in any way. So my point to you is that for some of you, you just need to change your squad. You need to change the people that you're running with right now. It's time to leave them alone because they don't care about you, right? That's why that Three of Swords, you know, is in reverse. They talking trash behind your back, right? They not true to you at all. So this is a deep message because, you know, I feel that, you know, it changes your life. And that's what the universe is trying to do for you at this moment. It's trying to change your life by all means necessary, and it's trying to get your attention by all means necessary. Okay, all right, what else for Libra? What else we have for Libra? We have the Hermit. You know what that means, y'all, right? It's time to, you know, this is you trying to This is the universe trying to put you in a place where it's like, what does this, did it say here? Your guardian angel, right? Your guardian angel is asking you to take some time out, okay, to reflect on your situation. So, you know, you got a lot to think about, because, and I think that's already been the case, right? It's because a lot of you, you know, have been holding back, and the longer you hold back, the stronger the universe is going to push at you. So it's time to take time to just sit alone and figure out what it is that you really want to do. If you need to change jobs, then maybe sit down and do a little research, right? Okay, what does this job pay? How far is this job, you know, from my house? If I leave where I am, you know, how is this going to affect, you know, the gas? How is this going to change? Like, is it going to balance out? You know, is leaving going to be worth it? You know, I personally feel like it is, because you're being guided to go, right? The universe is telling you to go. The universe is also hitting you with another major arcana here, the Hermit, saying that, look, it's just time. You know, sit your booty down, Libra, and think about what it is that you want to do, okay? Sit in silence, meditate, reflect on this, ask around, okay? Because the Hermit is a card of seeking guidance. You know, ask others, you know, not the, you know, the peasants that, you know, you have in your life, but the people who have actually accomplished things, you know, that you can look at and say, hey, this person got their money together. This person owns their own home. This person, you know, has high standards. This person speaks highly of themselves and others. Those are the people that you want to seek guidance from. Not them commoners, right? Not them peasants, right? That, you know, will tell you anything to keep you stuck and unhappy, okay? So take some time and reflect so that, you know, you can balance out. Some of you are dealing with a Sagittarius. If this is a friend, you could be dealing with a Sag. It's a nasty little Sag, by the way. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not sure where that came from, but it's on my mind. But I feel like this is a time for you to alchemize a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Balance things out, take things in moderation, go slow. There's no rush, okay? Be flexible, all right? Nothing changes overnight. And know that the universe is giving you the strength that you need to endure this, all right? I just dropped your card, so let me go get it. We have the Ten of Swords, so it's a wrap. Right? Tens are all about endings. That's just that. I don't care, you know, what the other energy is on the card. Okay, it's done. Okay, there's something that needs to come to an end. The Ten of Swords represents the death of anything, the death of something. Okay, it also is that card of betrayal, right? Somebody stabbing you in the back. It's also the card of bad luck, or, you know, feeling like you're having, because a lot of you are having a hard time right now. You're legitimately in a crisis, okay? This is that card of all of that. It's the card of bad luck, desolation, crisis, hitting rock bottom, all kinds of pain, being betrayed, stabbed in the back. You know, that is the energy of this, but that's all coming to an end, because a lot of you are going to separate yourself from it, right? That Hermit and that Ten of Swords, you're going to separate yourself from this energy. You're no longer going to collaborate with these people who are trying to hurt you. You're going to cut that shit off right there, right? Whether this is a friend, an employer, a spouse, no one cares, right? If this is what they're bringing to the table, then you need to go, right? You need to distance yourself from this shit, and you need to move on, because you have better things to do. Life is short. Okay, you got to win this game. It's time for you to pack your bag, right? Get on your little horse, you know, and go and do what you got to do. All right, so let's get you some messages. I have a couple oracle cards here, and we're gonna exit this reading, Libra. So let's see what messages we have for you guys. So you need to leave these peasants alone, okay? You need to leave these peasants alone and be the queen you are, okay? The king and the queen that you are. Messages for Libra. Oh, you got two. I hate when two cards come out. Anyway, it says, the pain you feel are messengers. That's pretty cool, right? Okay, the pain you feel are messengers. And that's true. Like, you can ignore it if you want. Like I said, you know, whatever it is you're going through will be back again. So if you're staying in a relationship intimately, and you're going through some little chaos right now, it'll be back, right? It'll be back. This person's not changing. Sorry. And if this is just the people that you run with, you know what I'm saying, it's there, you know, spirit is trying to tell you something. So if somebody has recently stabbed you in the back, let me just let you know they're going to stab you in the back again. So what you're going through is a message for you to leave these toads alone. Okay, leave them alone. It says walk with dreamers and believers. What the y'all. You see what I'm saying? I just said that. Like, walk with people. Walk it. Can y'all see this? It says walk with dreamers and believers. You can't make this shit up. Change your squad. Change who you collaborate with. Because I'm telling you, when you walk with them, I'm telling you, them low life, hating, backstabbing, smile in your face type of bees. Pardon my language. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't change. They don't change. Okay, and you know it. Okay, so you can keep forgiving these people, but I'm telling you right now, it's no point. Okay. All right, let's get one more messages. We out of here, Libra. All right, flew over here. It says, come back to spirit. All right, you're gonna have to trust. All right, you're gonna have to trust. Come back to spirit. You're gonna have to trust that the universe has your best interest in mind, and that all of this is happening for your higher good, and nobody wants best for you more than you. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for hanging with me, and I will see you guys in the next reading.